Hey, I recently discovered my favorite piano plugin. It's called the Woodchester Piano by Fracture Sounds. It is a felt piano, but it's not your average felt piano. I've noticed with most, you don't have a lot of tone or dynamic control, making it quite difficult to use the same piano throughout one track. With a Woodchester piano, you do have those controls, so you're able to stick to just one plugin that sounds like the same piano, but you don't have to do a lot of post-processing to make it work in the track. Alright, let's check out the plugin. It is a Kontakt Player plugin, but it works with the free version of Kontakt. One thing, you can turn off the piano, and then you just have some really cool pads. You can turn some off. So Dream is like a nice little shimmery kind of moment. Clouds is more warm, kind of like reversed. That turns into a pad. And Ache is just a nice pad. And then you could bring the piano back in if you want, and or you could get rid of the pads. If you turn it off through the intensity here, you still have a little bit. So to get rid of them completely, just hit the power button, and then you have just the piano. And then you could play with the color, so you can make it dark by going lower. Like you still have plenty of top end, but it does make it a little softer. Compared to if you go all the way up, it's a bit more like high mids heavy to help it kind of stick out in a mix more. It's not overly bright, it's a lot more like mids compared to some more low mids there. So I'm going to put it back to the default and play with the stereo width. So you can go to -50, and that gives you a mono piano. Which can be really useful sometimes in a mix, and it's just nice that you don't have to go get another plugin and make it mono. You can just do it right there. And then you can go super wide with it. Then you have your key release. You can hear the key there. And then you have your pedal. It's still pretty quiet, but it's there. And then pianist sounds. So I'll just hold this. So 100% is probably a little much. If it's 100%, it probably should be a little much. So you can dial that in nicely if you want some of that movement. And then the reverb. So I already had a little bit of the reverb on, but I'll turn it all the way up so you can hear it. It's still not like 100%, an actual 100% wet. You still, I think it's like 50-50. Because you definitely still have some of just the piano there. But then you can go into the settings here and choose what you want. So if you want a large plate, or you can do a spring. And then you could do, let's say, a warm stage. And yeah, so you have some really lovely options there to choose from where you don't need another reverb plugin if you don't want to. Alright, a few thoughts to wrap up. The Woodchester Piano is my favorite piano plugin right now. It's probably the most realistic sounding piano plugin out there. It's really great and versatile, especially with the tone shaping tools and the dynamic range that it has, making it the only felt piano plugin that you really need for an entire track. I don't have anything bad to say about the Woodchester Piano. It just sounds wonderful, and I think it's a great tool to have if you're a composer. Alright, that's my take on the Woodchester Piano. I hope you enjoyed, and don't forget to like and subscribe.